again, we are back again for another week's episode of the YouTube Pagan Challenge. This week's episode is, or I should say the topic for the video is group work. And it's not something that I've ever really, I don't think, talked about really, not even with my friends or with other group members in the community. So I'm kind of always been very interested in this subject because I love to hear what other people think about it, especially because there are so many solitary witches out there and solitary pagans, and I'd love to hear their opinions. So, like I have done for some of the videos that, some of the week's topics, I should say, I have watched other people's videos, and not for all of them, but for some topics that I kind of wanted to hear what other people had to say before I said what I wanted to say. Kind of in a way to keep a discussion going rather than just putting out only my ideas. And in this case, I did watch other people's videos. There were so many and they were very great, and I have to say I kind of thought about things a little bit differently after I watched them. Mainly because, like I said, group work isn't something I've ever really considered. I guess it's because I have this, anxiety almost, you'd say, that my beliefs are going to somehow clash with someone else's, and therefore I wouldn't be a good candidate to work in a group setting. So in that sense, I don't feel like group work in a ritual sense would be something that I would necessarily want to do. Not to say I'm closed to it, I'm certainly open to it. I just haven't really ever had the chance or the opportunity, which could certainly change in the future. But so far I don't live in an area that is particularly filled with groups. I have met many other pagans and witches and Wiccans, of course, in my area, but we're all solitary and we don't all really have an inclination to necessarily do anything together. But certainly as far as celebrations go, I would certainly be into that. Partly because I think, like the Sabbats and Esbats, they're holidays, and I think those should, if you celebrate them, I feel like those should be community experiences, which can be quite hard to pull off. My camera is doing all kinds of weird things today, guys. I don't know what the deal is. I can't get it to not keep moving around, and I keep it straight and I have it set up, but you know, what you gonna do? Anyway, as I was saying, not to put undue emphasis on it, but I've always felt like, we always celebrated Christmas together when I was home, and I still go and see my family during Christmas, even now I always probably will. And so I always feel like, especially Yule and Samhain are two particular celebrations that I kind of yearn to celebrate with others. I kind of don't want to celebrate those alone because those are my biggies anyway. Those are my two biggies. And so especially for those type of situations, I certainly would want to do something in a group. Now to go back to what my reasoning against why I don't necessarily want to do ritual. Like I said, I have anxiety that my way of doing things is not going to match someone else's, or we're going to clash. And it's not in the sense that I think someone else is doing it wrong, or that I'm doing it wrong in their eyes. I don't think anything like that. It's just that for me, ritual is a very personal thing. So I don't see it being something that I could do with more than 3 people, I guess. 3 would be the max. I don't see it being like a big celebration with a bunch of people a big get-together type thing. I don't necessarily ever want to do that. It could happen. It certainly could. But the thing is that I think besides the anxiety that I do it differently or have different feelings is because I'm not Wiccan. And so I don't follow the exact same set rules as everyone else in attendance might follow. You know, we might all do things differently, and therefore there could be some clashing, there could be some discomfort, there could be, you know, anything along that line. However, even though I am solitary, and even though I prefer my ritual to be alone, I like the idea of coming together within a group as a community, which I feel like we try to do on YouTube. You know, a lot of us live many thousands of miles away from each other, but we're all trying to get our feelings out and get our spiritual path out, not only to reach people, but to meet people. And I have met people through YouTube and through Tumblr and other various online type of things, in order to grow my community of witches and pagans and the like. And I think that is a much better way for me personally, and even for our community, is to not necessarily feel that we should always strive to meet in person, but at least to know that there are other people out there with our same or similar beliefs. And that's really the beauty of this, you know, that we have the great technology of the internet, which I know many newbie witches these days have. Rather than just books, they have a whole great wealth of internet knowledge. You know, they can search so many millions of sites, you know, and find out anything about any path that they could possibly want to. And that is a sense of community to me. That is group work. Right down to the bare bones rather than necessarily physical group work. It's certainly a form of group work, I guess. So like I said, it's not something I necessarily want to do, but it's not something I am going to ever write off from the books. You know, I will never, if I was ever given the opportunity, I would most likely attend, maybe not participate, but certainly attend a ceremony or a ritual or a holiday of some sort, a celebration or whatever, really. I mean, maybe they have, I don't even know, there could be anything out there that would be a festival even of witches, pagans, Wiccans, anything out there. I would probably attend it just to experience it and to meet people and have that kind of connection, but not necessarily participate. So I think that's all I really have to say about this week's subject. I'm going to continue to move on to the next couple weeks, but this one at least is done and out of the way, behind, but done and out of the way. So let me know what you guys think. Do you really think that we necessarily I had a lot of coffee today, guys, so I'm a little bit so I've been stuttering and going crazy in all my videos. This is the second time I've tried to record this video because I've been all over the place, and I went on for like 20 minutes on a total rant, and so I cut it down to this 8 minutes or whatever I'm at, like maybe 10. But I wanted to know, if you pay attention to this video, if you watch my videos, I have a question for you guys. Do you think that group work necessarily has to be physical, or can we consider the work that we do by making YouTube videos and conversing with each other online through Tumblr, Blogspot, whatever? Is that a form of group work itself? Let me know. Blessed be.